Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here. Today I'm going to do a quick review on Your Physique March 1949 with Alan Stephen and also Alan Stefan and Mrs. Stefan on the cover. Alan freshly after his Mr. America title, and Mrs. Stefan after winning the Mrs. Legionnaire. This particular magazine was very interesting with some fantastic articles that I want to quickly go through, and of course I'll be featuring these articles in much greater detail in due time. Now I found that one of the more interesting articles was the introduction to Norman Marks. Meet Norman Marks. This guy was of course a bodybuilder from the period of the late 40s. He had already appeared on a cover of Your Physique. I think it was from 1948. What I really liked about this particular bodybuilder was how streamlined his lines were, and his incredibly wide back. I mean, that's fantastic development. He had very nice pectoral and arm development. A real classic bodybuilder. Of course, his routine is also given, and some of his strength feats, and I will be featuring a separate article on this wonderful golden era bodybuilder. What they measured looks at Adolf Nordquist, and I won't necessarily go through that, but these particular articles are rather interesting. Test Your Strength was another interesting article by George Weaver. In this case, with Test Your Strength, the strength test is with the lateral raise. And actually, at the back, so this is continued page 31. If we go to the back page of this particular article, to the end of this particular article, it actually gives at the very bottom here, does it? Is it here? No, it's here. And then we continue to the next page. It actually also gives a table here of how to rate your lift in the previous exam, which was the front holdout with a barbell. So that's basically doing a front raise with a barbell right in front of you and holding it very strictly. And it gives you a rating of good, very good, or excellent. If you divide your body weight in poundages by the height in inches, mine is actually 2.9. I would be expected to lift between 76 to 89 pounds as a good lift. Just letting you know that I have no idea what I would be able to lift, but they seem like some pretty impressive poundages. A great article that I'd also like to quickly do, as in cover, is How I Trained to Break the Record in a Military Press by Bob Higgins. I think this is a great article because it gives a particular, program for gaining strength in the military press. And I'm pretty sure that for some of us natural lifters, developing the military press is actually very, very beneficial, especially for other pressing movements like the bench press. So this is why I want to cover this. I think it's a fantastic article, and I will do the program. This guy, for example, what's his name again? Bob Higgins. Let's have a look. I've got my notes here, and Bob Higgins, now it doesn't go into great detail, but Bob Higgins basically trained the 3 Olympic lifts, and he broke some amazing records back in 1947. Anyway, I'm going to cover that in a separate article. Let me jump now to probably the best article in this magazine, and that is the article on chest development. I mean, there are other articles there, like an article on the actor back then, which was playing Tarzan. You know, the muscle wars continue. This one's the amateur American, I think the amateur Athletic Union, I think it's called, their attitude towards bodybuilders. This article is basically the IFBB criticizing Hoffman's AAU. And back then, whether you were aware of it or not, they were basically having a muscle war as to who is the better, the AAU versus the IFBB. It's just scandal, and yeah, I don't necessarily like covering those articles. I think it's a waste. That's my own personal opinion. I don't think it's very necessary to go through those. Here we go. Chest development. When I saw this photo of John Fabotnik, my God, I mean, Jesus, look at that chest development. I mean, Arnold, eat your heart out. Look at that. Just appreciate every part of it. First of all, he's got the audacity to look away. Look at those chest muscles. I mean, they're just like giant plates sitting on that phenomenal ribcage development. Look at that bicep, that vein running down it. Unbelievable. Huge, like a softball popping out. And look at those melons, those friggin' coconut shoulders. I mean, that deserves an applause. I mean, that is what I call a side chest pose. That is a golden era side chest pose. Not like the tilted versions they do nowadays. No, that to me is a perfect side chest pose. One of the best side chest photos I've ever seen. But anyway, this fantastic article by David Willoughby actually goes through the exercises recommended for ribcage development. I don't know what they did in this magazine, but they give the introduction later in the book, and then they actually give the article back in the beginning. It doesn't make much sense, but I can tell you that this article on ribcage development, I will definitely do an article on, because I thought it was fantastic. I mean, yeah, most of us know that the breathing squat, the pullover, and also straight arm lateral flies will expand the ribcage. But what I love about this article is that it goes through the reasons why you should do certain movements in a certain sequence. And this article is absolute gold. So I'm going to start some videos on ribcage development, on why it is possible, because I've also received several questions. Is it possible? Some people argue it is not, but it is definitely possible. It's scientifically proven. And also why these these exercises should be done, and in the order that they should be done. It is a brilliant article, and I definitely want to go through this in great detail. That's basically it for this particular magazine. Your Physique, Your Physique 1949 March with Alan Steffen and Mrs. Steffen on the cover. I hope you've enjoyed this very brief, well, not brief anymore, this brief look at Your Physique magazine 1949. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Let me know your comments, and thank you for watching. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Bye for now.